This includes Thurman Simmons, chairman of the John Shippen Foundation, Calvin Sinnett, author of The First Forbidden Fairways, and Pete McDaniel, author of Uneven Lies. While he was the first American-born golf pro who at 16 years of age led the 1896 Open, younger than Tiger, by the way, and finished in 5th place, which gave him a prize of $10, thereby confirming his pro status. You got to get paid playing golf, you're a pro. I'm hopeful, like Ernie Ellison of the PGA, that is responsible for my being here, that this is a start of a mutual beneficial relationship toward the good of the game for our youthful players, through our youthful players and the John Shippen Foundation. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, Hanno. We're so happy to be able to do that. While our next PGA member came to the game late, he caught on quickly and never backed down, both on the course and off. He also helped to improve the games of some of Hollywood's biggest stars, including Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in remembering PGA member Bill Spiller.
My father was a great champion on the golf course.
And in the fight for equality in the game.
William Spiller didn't set out to become golf's tragic hero when he took up the game.
He didn't stop golfing until he was 29 years of age. And he was up there with the best of his competitors.
Spiller's misfortune was the fact that he came along after the PGA of America had enacted a Caucasian-only clause in 1934.
Well, I always noticed the golf clubs when I was a little bitty. I remember the picket signs sitting in the living room on the floor.
After qualifying for the Richmond Open in 1948, Bill Spiller was informed he couldn't play in the tournament because he was black.
He was a very unique individual in the sense that he was one of the few at that time who was a college graduate.
He was determined that that Caucasian-only clause was going to be rescinded. He fought it with every fiber in his being.
Spiller filed a lawsuit, only to drop the legal action when he was led to believe the PGA of America's exclusionary policy would be rescinded. In 1952, Spiller received a letter inviting him to play in the San Diego Open, only to be once again turned away due to the Caucasian-only clause. During his fight, Spiller was barely providing for his family on the meager purses offered by the United Golfers Association. He won more than 100 times on the UGA, but was forced to make a living by also working as a red cap, a substitute teacher, and running a donut shop.
When he saw that he couldn't make it playing golf, he had to leave the game and went back and started to caddy, and that humiliated him.
While working as a caddy, Spiller's plight was brought to the attention of the California Attorney General, who spearheaded the eventual removal of the Caucasian-only clause in 1961.
My father was a pioneer.
Spiller had won the war, but lost his battle. By the time the clause was rescinded in 1961, he was 48 and well past his prime.
His anger was directed at the fact that he was denied the opportunity to show the world that he was as good as any of the pros at the time.
Bill Spiller opened the door for other black golfers to compete. leaving an indelible mark on the game.
All he ever wanted was the opportunity to try and make a living playing golf.
My father would be proud to finally be recognized as a member of the PGA.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bill Spiller Jr., the son of Bill Spiller.
Good morning to you all. I will begin my speech, as it will, by telling you that several months ago I received a telephone call from an individual named Ernie Ellison, who inquired as to whether or not my family and I would be interested in knowing that my father was going to be admitted as a member of the PGA. Now, I didn't quite know what to say. I talked to my sister, who's here today, because it would have been very easy, given the fact that I grew up with him and played golf with him and Ted Rhodes and Joe Lewis, and therefore I knew of his trials and tribulations, to have simply said, we're not interested. But I was reminded last night of the fact that the PGA in 1950 is not the PGA of 2009. So while it would be easy for me to say things such as, it's interesting to tell you of his trials and tribulations, it would be interesting to tell you how in San Diego he sat on the first tee to prevent the tournament from beginning because he was denied the opportunity to play. I think it's better to tell you that my family and I are very happy that this decision has been made. I think we should thank the members of this organization, the board of directors, the officers, Dr. Calvin Sennett, Pete McDaniel, and Ernie Ellison for making this day finally come to pass. We are happy to know that our father will now have had his circle become full, in the sense that his legacy will live on forever, because as long as the PGA is alive, his name will be enshrined within the roll of members forevermore. And on behalf of our family, we thank you for this opportunity, and we thank you for recognizing what he has contributed to the game of golf. Thank you very much.